Alright, my pretties, it is time. One of the last videos I showed you I produced this over at the makerspace once my quarantine was lifted. And this is the generator that goes in there. Okay, so that's approximately what that's going to look like. And I have a special treat for you. For the first time, I'm going to reveal the speaker that I'm going to use for this project. This is a Visiton BG17 8 ohm. You can look it up on Parts Express. I chose this one because I was sorting for speakers that have very high efficiency because I want the maximum volume possible. Sneak preview, this is the very first time these two elements have ever been seen together. But if you keep watching, then you're going to be lucky enough to see them actually fixed permanently in place. The holes for the screws so they can be mounted. And this stained varnished cherry oak that was supposed to be in people's houses, like I think in the 70s and the 60s or something. This printing on the surface. That's pretty good. So this part was supposed to be in CAD, but I messed up part of the CAD drawing. So we have to make an extra step here. But it's okay because the extra step is fun. Yes, it involves drilling. So let us get the holy drill bits. Now, of course, the batter's dead in my calipers again, but that looks to be clearly 1.5 of an inch. So to drill these holes, I'm going to start with this bit. I chose 3/16 because if those screws are 1/8, then what's 50% extra diameter on that? 1/8 is 2/16, so we go from 2/16 to another 50%, 3/16. Yeah, I want to get a nail, make a pilot hole. I don't have any nails, so I'm just going to use a screwdriver. The trick is to get the tip of the screwdriver into the center of the circle that you just drew, especially when it's on the edge of some paneling like this one. Alright. And it's just going to go flying everywhere. And now we hope it fits. Yeah, it kind of fits. A couple sets all together. First one on right there. For one thing, it's larger than all of the previous speakers. It goes deep. I've been mostly using shallow ones, but here we're going to trade off speaker thickness for speaker efficiency. Let's see what this looks like for the first time. Here comes the big reveal. We don't have the countersinks in there yet, but this is just to get us to the point that the instrument can be played a little bit. So first we pat ourselves on the back for a moment. Alright, and now let's move on to the generator. Okay, this one is a little bit easier to do. Testing out the turning. Kind of fits there. Just got it. So these, that seems to fit. That sticks pretty good. Oh yeah, there we go. That one's a little still turn. Beautiful to see that speaker still firmly in place. And look at. Okay, now all the screws are in place. The Lazy Susan already has the proper profile cut into it to work with these screws. So there we go, that's very pleasing. This is a good result. There we go. So that is basically task accomplished. To reward people with long attention spans who watch that whole thing, I want to show you a very special treat, okay? Thank you for watching this far. This happens to be how I got interested in this whole entire concept in the first place. All right, this is the backstory. I had been listening to lectures by John Maida on the topic of simplicity and really thinking about simplicity in a lot of work that I did at the time. And one thing that came to me during that time is the fact that if you hook a stepper motor up to a speaker and turn the motor, you'll hear a sound. So I'm going to demonstrate that for you. So we have here the speaker and the generator. There's the speaker wires, right? 2 wires to the speaker, 2 wires to the generator. So I'm going to hold these together like this. Just so you know, there's no electricity in the system right now, and there are no dangerous voltages in the system. I'm able to hold them like this. Now let's turn it over. And listen when I turn this. Hear that? Sounds like a dog barking. That's a motor speeding up and slowing down. And so what's interesting about this is that you have a primitive electronic musical instrument just by connecting together 2 things that you could just buy at the store, a speaker and the stepper motor. The only problem is it makes not exactly the most interesting, wonderful sound, I'd say, in the world, nor does it have much variety, and it's lacking pitch. So these are all subjective matters, of course, but let's try with an improvised bow. So we're able to get the pitch much higher by getting the speed up. And we still don't have much pitch control. Like if I tried to make a C, D, E progression, I don't know, maybe someone with an extremely steady hand could do it. But this is where I got interested, trying to use electronics to make an improved version of this. This is how the whole entire project got started.